My guest is Kallahan. Kallahan, why are you here?
Today, man, I'm here because I've cheated on my wife. I cheated on my wife and I lied to her. I do want to say it was not my wife at the time. We were in a growing situation, but I did do so. She actually found photos that were nude photos in my phone. You know, she found these photos, naked photos in my phone. She found text messages
let me ask you a question. I don't mean to cut you off, but you love your wife?
I do.
Okay, and but you say you were fooling around right before you got married.
Correct.
So you're cheating with other women. Why take pictures and have evidence for her to find and be taken at home?
Well, honestly, the first photos that she was finding, they were in my phone, they were sent to me. So it's a little bit different, you know.
Right, but what I'm saying, delete.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of times I don't feel that it's wrong because I received them. I'm an artist. I'm an independent artist, recording artist. I get these type of photos all the time in my email.
And if Brett Favre was sending pictures to your wife, would you have a problem with it?
Actually, I would tell her, hey, let's go meet Brett Favre in person. That would be awesome for me. Let's get an autograph.
Okay. But you wouldn't like it if guys were sending
No, of course
pictures,
not. Of course not. Some of these women I actually was sleeping with, and I lied to her to spare her feelings, you know? And
I mean, how did you feel? Like, did you feel like you loved your girlfriend before you married her?
I did, but you know what happened? We just had a beautiful son. But I held my son for the very first time, and I looked at him, and I knew that I understood what love really was. You know, I've been with many women in my life where I was saying, this is my girlfriend, I love her, you know, but until I actually held this young man in my arms, that's when I realized what it is, and now I feel like I can love her, I can be a husband to her. And
you could be faithful to her.
Correct.
Now, but going into it, knowing that you cheated on her so many times, wouldn't you say, you know what, honey, before I marry you, you need to know, or you have the right to know, that I did this. I don't plan on doing it anymore, but at least you got to have the knowledge, you know, before we make this lifetime commitment.
I should have done it before. I should have done it beforehand, but we didn't.
Did you cheat on her while she was pregnant?
Well, I had one last hurrah, I call it, right before we got married. You know, I wanted to...
Isn't that really bad, though? Like, cheating's bad to begin with, right?
Yes.
But when your woman is carrying a child for you, and then the act of disloyalty, isn't that, like, over the top?
I think so.
Okay. And you're saying, since you've been married, you have not cheated on her?
No, I have not.
100% honesty. 100%. Okay, your wife's backstage. She doesn't know about this.
No. Well, you know, she knows, but she doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
Yeah, right.
She doesn't know the whole ball of wax.
Right.
And you're about to give it to her.
Oh, wow.
Your wife's name is Victoria?
Yes.
Let's bring her out.
I didn't know about the other times.
Hey, what do you mean the other times?
Other times what you just said, I heard everything backstage.
Yeah, man, this really happened, and I don't want it to be this way. I've done these things, it's in the past. I really want us to be able to move forward. You know, I brought you out here because you are my beautiful wife. I brought you out here in front of all these people, not to make a fool of you, but to tell you the truth.
Oh, I feel very foolish.
I understand, and I understand why. But this is not what I'm here for. I really want to tell our story, and I really want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I want to make it real.
Well, you should have thought that before you did all this. I don't think I could be with you.
Wow. That hurts. I don't know where else to go from here, man. This really hurts me.
You do have a little son.
We do.
Probably gives you great joy.
Yes.
Knowing, he said that since he held your son, since you've been married, he did feel a change. And not that I'm asking you to forgive him or anything, because it's not. This is a decision that you have to make. You have to follow your heart. But knowing if the situation is, he got married to you and said, you know what, I'm going to take my marriage vows very seriously. I'm never going to be with anybody else. He took a lie detector test before the show. If he hasn't been with it, and listen, I'm not excusing the cheating before you were married.
Yeah.
If you're together, you're together. You obviously found some naked pictures.
Yeah, after we were married, so yeah.
Okay.
So after.
Which, I don't know how you feel about that.
Hurt. Of
You
course,
still
he
feel
said
hurt?
I blew the roof. Yeah, I sure did. Any woman would.
Would you have liked to known the cheating before you got married?
Yeah,
And would have that made things better? Would you have still married him?
probably not. no.
Probably not. Probably, at least you would need more time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that you know that he did cheat before you got married, and obviously maybe it does carry some weight, maybe it doesn't with the lie detector test if he
Carries
cheated.
a lot of weight. Yeah.
If he cheated after you got married. So that's going to make a big difference here.
Absolutely.
If he didn't, there's a possibility you might stay with him and work things out.
Possibly.
And the only advice I would say, or the only thing I would say about that is, you do have a son, and my big thing is, and that's why I tell teenagers, don't get pregnant, don't get in these crazy relationships and start having kids. Because I think it's really important for a child to have a mother and a father in their life.
Absolutely.
Now, again, I never know the results before the show. So I'm going to say to you, you really seem sincere. You want to make it work with your wife. You love her. You got a little boy that's 1 month old. You're missing because you're here.
Right.
Before I read these results, is there anything you want to say to her?
I love you with all of my heart, and I really want to make you a happy woman. I want to make sure that we continue our journey together. This was my plan, to come here and just clear the air. So I was hoping that it would be different, but hopefully, these results will help that. Can I say something else?
Sure.
At the end of the day, this is entertainment, but this is our real life. And I want to really let you know that I'm serious about us and who we are and what we're going to become. I truly love you from the bottom of my heart, I do. I do.
And you're right, this is entertainment, but as soon as the show's over, you're going to go back home and you have to live your life. And I would say this, and you'll see this as you get older, the older you get, the less people you can trust.
True.
You want to tell your story on the Steve Wilkos Show? Visit the link in the description to get my help. It's nice to have that one person that you know is going to have your back no matter what, that it's never going to hurt you, that is never going to be dishonest to you. It's nice to be married if you have the right person and you can trust that person. And I'm just saying, moving forward, you don't want to violate that trust. All right, Kallahan, you took a lie detector test before you came to the show, and he was asked, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone since you've been married to Victoria? He answered no. And the results for his lie detector test is that he told the truth. So I can't even imagine that erases the infidelity before you got married. I think it's a step in the right direction if you're going to stay together, if you're going to try to work it out and be a family for your little boy. What's your feelings on that?
Well, I'm grateful that he passed, obviously. But the past mistakes that were made definitely we have to talk about that. We have to seek counseling, something. That's not something that's just easily forgivable. Could you forgive me if I did the same?
I understand.
You said, you definitely want to look into some counseling. I think that's a very wise move because it gets to a lot of underlying problems why you do that. I wish you all the best and luck. Please stay in touch. We'd love to hear how this turns out.
I called you, Steve, for help because I watch your show all the time.
Somebody's going to watch this and say, you know what? She was brave enough to do that. I can do that too.